Alright guys, today we're going to be looking at a 63-piece Craftsman mechanic tool set. I picked this one up at Ace, so I found it, I want to say probably 2 or 3 weeks ago at Ace. This is indeed a made in the United States set, so it's one of the very few ones that are still around at the Ace Hardwares. I have not opened it yet, so this will be a first, so let's take a look. So it comes in this case. It's the same type of case as the nut drivers that have been in this case for years and years and years. Even the Chinese ones now, if you can find a Sears near you, they're still in this type of case. But these 63-piece ratchet sets, the only ratchet sets that I know of, they come with this case. So let's take a look, maybe. There we go. So here is all of our stuff. It comes with our part sheet, which basically lays out everything we got. So our 63 things. So our 6-point-inch sockets, 6-point metric sockets, 6-point-inch 3/8 sockets, 6-point metric 3/8 quick release ratchet, extension, adapter, open end, 2 open end wrenches, magnetic screwdriver handle, blah blah blah, so on and so forth, and a hex key set, metric and standard combined. Here is our ratchet. It says Craftsman on it, of course, and USA. The code is K1AA. Not terrible, not the best, not terrible. We have our first double-ended wrench. It is a 1/4 inch and 5/16, right? 5/16 is what it says. Yep, 5/16. USA with a VV serial or series on it. This is a 3/8 and a 7/16 with, again, Forged in USA VV. We have a there we go. We have a bit driver, Craftsman, made in the USA. I'm assuming these are made by Western Forge, but don't quote me on that. I'm not sure. These might be made by Danaher, which makes the ratchets and stuff like that. Looks like in here we have our extension. Might as well. Maybe. We have our extension, so Craftsman made in the USA, H series. We have our little bits, so they go into the bit driver or your drill, and they're standard and metric in here. And our regular screwdriver bits. And our 3/8 to 1/4 inch adapter, and that is another H series. So I guess might as well put that. There it goes. Sorry, I'm jumping you guys. There we go. Oh, that's the wrong place. It goes over here. So I already have one of these sets. So I have it's a little bit older vintage than this, but still within a couple of years of this set. Around the mid to late 2000s, this one was probably the same time frame, the late 2000s. When you see these serial number or these series numbers on the ratchets, they're the K. So K1AA, there's K0, like 27, there's a bunch of them. When you get to those, they tend to be the newer stuff. So the 2010 through 2012, the last time they made USA stuff. So if you see them with those numbers on them, they're gonna be the newest ones that you can find that are made in the USA. I guess that is until Sears, Stanley Black & Decker decide they want to start bringing them to the United States, which hopefully is supposed to be next year. We have our two hex key sets, so they're both short. They're not the long ones. Inch and metric. So the metric goes 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, 4, 5, and then the standards go 0.05, 1/16, 5 64ths, 3 32nds, 1/8, 5 32nds. So again, a little sets, but it's nice to have them if you need them, especially if you're relying on this as your, socket set, ratchet set, whatever. It's nice to be able to say, hey, I have, generally speaking, the best way. So I usually use this as reference, right, to see what goes where. And these used to be the bags, I used to have them in all the time, but they cheaped out and put them in little shittier bags. But the problem is that they didn't change the strap on them. So here you can see that these are way too wide for it. So I think what I'm just gonna do is fold them in half, maybe. Yeah, that might be the best. Fold them in half like that, maybe. And see if they slide in that way better. Doesn't help that these are the total wrong orientation in the bag, but we'll get there. Yeah, it should be good enough. Yeah. Oh man, perfect. Look at that. Wow. All right, so our bigger one goes on the top. So with these types of cases, again, I have plenty of other ratchet sets that I use over these anyways. As you can tell with the videos that have already been posted on my channel, clearly I have a bunch of stuff kind of hanging out. But yeah, the cases, the elastic seems to last pretty well. Just in general, they seem to be okay. So I'm hoping that's still the case. But again, if you guys have had super long experiences with them, then you might know better in terms of what to expect in the long run for these. Now I do have this same case for the nut drivers, and the elastic will get loose after a while, or more loose, but it still will hold all the things you need it to hold. So it'll still hold the nut drivers and stuff like that perfectly fine. I'm just worried about a set like this, and just be careful when you're using it, because these little bits and stuff are not, of course, present on the nut drivers. I mean, you're just looking at the screwdriver size stuff. So with this being a smaller items, I just be careful, make sure you don't lose all the bits, which again are gonna be the first things to disappear anyways, because that's what they always are. But the if you can help not losing them, then it's always nice, especially because it's insane to me to think that out of everything, the bits are even getting hard to find that are made in the United States. They're all made in China otherwise. So it's just kind of sad. I mean, even something so stupid, but yeah, little screwdriver bits you can barely find in the United States anymore. All right, so we see maybe one goes in the thing. That makes no sense, right? I mean, you guys see that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, but there's 9 bits. So I'm assuming the other one just goes in the screwdriver, which is where I'm gonna put it. That just seems stupid. We have our extension goes here. So that set's done. We have our nut driver set. That's what they call it, at least. It's not necessarily a nut driver set, but I mean, I guess it is. It drives nuts, clearly, but it's not like it's something special. It's not like you're actually getting a full set of something. It's just a couple of bits to throw in here. Let's do this. We'll start metric on this side and standard on the other side. The sucky thing about this, and I'd be careful, like I'm wearing a white shirt, which probably is the best thing for this, but they oil the shit out of these, which is good in terms of if you live in a moist climate, but I live in Phoenix, so it's not like I really am worried about this stuff rusting. But I guess if you did live in a place where rusting was a factor, then it would make sense. I just be careful before the wife yells at you. So I know my wife yells at me when I get stuff on my white shirts. And it's like, oh, yep, I'll fix it, honey, I'll fix it, honey. And then, of course, yeah, it never gets fixed. It just kind of stays a heaping pile of shit. And then whenever she sees the shirt in the closets, she sits there and bitches at me saying, oh my gosh, that shirt was, that shirt was $20 and now it's, worthless. So, yes, this is going to be a put together / review / rant about my wife video, because it takes a long time. And again, if you guys don't like this, just tune off of it. I like doing this stuff. I like the putting together pieces. So again, I'm totally okay doing this. And I know some people might like it, so they'll watch it. But if you don't like it, there's always more videos. Don't worry. Pick another one. There's plenty of them. But I figured I'm doing it anyways. I might as well record it. Give somebody the opportunity to look at it. One other thing I want to talk about today. One of the things I want to talk about today, because we'll be here for a while doing this, is Stanley Black & Decker's new plans for Craftsman. So I've been reading some stuff, and as you guys might be able to tell based on my channel, clearly I like Craftsman stuff. It's not like I don't collect enough of it or show you guys enough of it. So Stanley Black & Decker's plan, they have broke ground on their factory. I don't know if you guys have heard, but Stanley Black & Decker has started making a factory in Fort Worth, I think, the Dallas-Fort Worth area in Texas. And their whole thing is they should be able, within the first or second quarter of 2021, start producing the first Craftsman tools in the United States, which is great news for somebody that is a Craftsman fan. And I don't like buying stuff that's not made in the United States too. So what Stanley said pretty much was that their goal or their view of Craftsman tools is going to be first, I think the necessities first and not the fancy shit. So I guess you would say, I think it's a stupid term, but I guess you would say the mechanics tools is what they're focusing on first, right? So, there's a lot of things that are mechanics tools that aren't classified under this umbrella term. But, so it's things like, the ratchets and the sockets and extensions and wrenches and stuff. Sorry, my fun doorbell. Yeah, it's that type of stuff, the necessities things that are going to be the first things that come to life in that factory. Nobody really knows the price on them yet. So again, it could be, they could be, $5 a wrench, or they could be $20 a wrench. Nobody really knows. I don't understand how they could possibly make any sort of killing on their stuff if they price it so high. It's still, as much as it would be nice to have it made in the United States, and Craftsman definitely is a well-reckoned brand. Not so much for the super heavy-duty mechanics and stuff, for the guys that are doing it for a living, but everybody and their mother knows what Craftsman is. So it's easy for them to sell a shit ton of tools with the understanding of, oh yeah, I know Craftsman. Like my dad's had Craftsman for 50 years. My grandpa had Craftsman, but that comes at a price, right? So you can't make Craftsman stuff that is just way stupid price because nobody's going to buy it, because it's still Craftsman essentially. It's still that cheap. We went to Sears to buy Craftsman tools because they were made in the United States, but on top of that too, they were cheap. Sears had good deals. So I think that's going to be their biggest focus. And again, when they come out with the stuff, I'm not the fancy YouTube tool guys that are going to have these deals with Stanley Black & Decker and this and that and the other. I mean, clearly I don't. I just do it because I like it. But I'll try to get my hands on them as fast as possible because I would love to see them, first of all. But on top of that too, kind of showing you guys, is it worth it to spend whatever they're going to ask for them, based off the quality that they have compared to other tool brands that are the cheaper side of made in the United States, which again, it's hard to find, but you can still find them every now and then. Good deal SK stuff is, clearance SK stuff, I get it all the time. They're good deals. So you have to find them, that's the hard part. So yeah, whenever they come out with it, I'll be the first to show you guys. But I just wanted to give you a quick look at this. Again, it's not really super exciting or anything like that. Just a video that kind of, I enjoyed doing it in the first place, and I figured that maybe somebody else will like watching me do it. But yeah, let me know if you guys have any questions about this one. Again, I've had this set for a while. Not this one specifically, but I have the exact same set in the garage. So I kind of can answer some questions regarding some of the parts or some of the performance of the parts and stuff. So if you have any questions or anything like that, let me know in the comments and I'll get back to you guys. All right, I'll see you next time.